have to beat? And what right do you have to beat a 4-year-old? She has never put on a body.
Oh, really? I don't believe so. Because
you don't believe so? Has it ever happened? Please, let me use that mic I use it to call the teacher.
It's not the reflector of the way they treat parents. It's just the way that they treat people. So it's not that they are selective of. So if that person probably goes to the market and has an incident, that would be the natural response. Now, there's an elephant in the room that we have failed as Nigerians to see. That there's an education crisis. There's a teacher crisis. There's a lot going on, and we're pretending not to know that we have an issue with the educators. Now, the typical educator in Nigeria is someone that does not understand child development. It's someone that has cheated their way through the system. We have times when we go through 300 CVs, we can't even pick 4 or 5 CVs from there. We have issues where teachers cannot spell Tuesday, they can't do a year 4 test and pass it. And then we expect, this grandiose service. You're not going to get it. We know that they cheat. When you talk about it on social media, that we know they do. We all
very defensive.
Very defensive. They protect this bad behavior, and then we want to expect that when the people run some of these schools, they will give us, this 5-star, 7-star service.
You cannot give what you do not have.
You can't give what you do not have. There is a challenge in the educational system in Nigeria, and that's why we are saying things like that. And then we also have this case of, where everybody's saying that, So any bad behavior that has nothing to do with anything, and this is not a reflection of who I support or who I don't support. I'm just saying that any bad behavior, we blame it on the government. Now, you are the government of that school, and you are telling the children that they can't use the restroom. Who does that? Do you know what I'm saying? They can't use the restroom. So for me, I looked at that, I watched that video over and over again. I interpreted to the point where I was thinking, who made the decision? Was it a collective decision that one person can't even? Nobody even said, what if? So we can't continue to say, cost of living is expensive, and as a result, that's the result we are closing the toilet. You can't hire people in the restroom. Just say early years. In fact, I don't even know who will need the toilet. Everybody will need the toilet. Just close the school or find something else, because they will need to use the restroom. Telling the mother that she should put the baby in diapers. A 4-year-old that is neurotypical and has no challenges should be in diapers. Why?
What do you think the government can do to address this? I mean, gone are the days they used to say if you're attending public school, it was like the biggest thing. And now we're starting to see the takeover from, private institutions, private schools, because we do not have enough in the public schools. What do you think the government needs to do to get that balance and ensure that things like this don't repeat itself?
Okay, so I get the question, government schools, but I just want to correct something that I can also bet that is a private school.
I agree.
Yes. So it's not a public school, but it is just insanity going on in the country right now. So it's not a public school. In fact, I'm sure that there's some public schools that will do better than this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is not a public school. So the government, we need to put money into the educational sector. We need to train our teachers. We need to ensure that they actually know the content of what they are expected to do and also expected to deliver. Because if you understand stages of development, if you understand how a child, a human being, should grow, and what they should need at age 4. At age 4, I mean, there are children that are 5, 6, 7 and still have the occasional accidents. There are children that are 7, 8 years old, they're on the trampoline, they're jumping, out of excitement, they poo on themselves, not because they're not potty trained, but they just don't want to leave the play. And you're going to say you're not going to clean them up and things like that. So the government needs to ensure that that training is happening. A lot of people say, put money. Now, if you pay that person 10 million, that mindset is still there. They need a mind shift, a complete makeover, an overhaul of the mindset of the Nigerian teacher. They need psychiatric evaluations, and I'm one of them. Come and analyze me if you want. I mean, I can put myself down so that we can just ensure that all the children and everybody we are in a better place.